All right, and welcome back to another episode of the Fresh Squeez podcast. I'm your host today with Justin, and today's episode is going to be about gaming through the years. So first, we're going to start talking about all the systems we've used throughout our lives and what we've liked about them, disliked, maybe some of our favorite features, if we, some of the controllers some of the systems that have the best controllers, and then maybe we'll talk about our favorite game from each system that we've used over the time. And then later we'll get into some other topics.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, we'll start it off. We'll start off and say, well, me and Justin have been we've been playing games. For about our entire life.
More or less.
We actually started way back. The first system we ever used was the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, which was actually originally our dad's.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like a solid. I mean, it's gonna sound corny, but like I feel like I'm like a solid gamer. Except like I started on the PlayStation 1. You know, it's not just like, yes, I started on the Wii. You know, I don't know, but it's like the PlayStation 1 is a solid. It's a root. You know,
it was the beginning of a new gaming generation.
Yeah,
we played some classics on there.
Yeah.
Even though we have played some earlier systems, we are rating only the ones that we have actually owned.
Yeah, we've
commonly
owned.
used.
Yeah.
So if there's one we don't mention that is, although it may be great, we never owned it.
Yeah, so we're only rating ones that we have owned. So yeah. But so the PS1, I mean, I feel like it was a great starter system.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some really great games. I mean, I feel like the PS1 controller, I feel like is pretty. I mean, it was a pretty standard controller.
But it was also a new innovative design.
Yeah, it was great. I remember when we had it, we had two controllers. We had one that had two joysticks, and I remember we had the black one that only had like the up down left right D-pad arrow buttons. And I remember we always used to like argue over who got the joystick one. I'd be like, no, I want to use the joysticks. I don't want to use just the D-pad, the buttons. I remember that. So,
and you actually had to plug it into the system.
Yeah, so we'd have to plug in the system and then like go back like 6 feet to the couch. Yeah, I mean those were good times.
Yeah, that we have some fond memories of doing that because that was obviously our first foray into major gaming.
Yeah.
Because when you think of PS1, what's the first thing or the first game you think of?
I think of Spyro.
Hey yo, Spyro, classic, fantastic,
great game
about the little dragon going on an adventure to save his dragon friends.
Little purple dragon trying to unfreeze his dragon friends from being frozen.
Yeah.
What a great game.
That was probably one of the ones we played the most. And then a few years ago, they put out the remastered edition.
Yeah, which we bought.
And we bought I replayed through. Great, nostalgic.
It's just crazy how, even though that was like so long ago when we played that first time, I literally just have so many memories, like original memories from like playing that game.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like replaying it, I was like, oh, I remember this level.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, even though, I mean, I'm sure I don't remember everything, and I'm sure my younger self probably thinks, you know, I feel like way highly of it than, I might today or whatever, you know what I mean? But like, I mean, it's just a great game. Like, I remember so many things, and even though like the game nowadays might not be like that hard or even that long, but when I was younger, I was just like, man, this game just goes on forever. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Well, in a way, it's a very simple and chill game, but some of the mechanics can actually be pretty difficult.
Yeah,
so.
I feel like that's where you really learn how to use a good controller.
You know, modern games nowadays are great graphics and intuitive gameplay, but some of the classic games are honestly some of the best and hardest. Like
with like mechanicals.
Yeah,
mechanical skills.
Just the side scrollers. You know, you're gonna fall off the cliff a million times
until
you get to the end.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like especially in terms of games nowadays, like. If you played games, like older generation games, like games like Spyro, or games on like an old console like the PlayStation 1 or like the old Nintendo systems, I feel like those old games are really like such a root for like a lot of like mechanical skill that a lot of people have nowadays, because it really was like it taught you how to play games and taught you like what to do in games and what certain situations. And now, you know, here's us like 15, you know, or plus years later, you know, like still playing games, and now we've had all this training since then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we really So yeah.
Thinking about the origins of gaming, although we're huge PlayStation fans, you got to give it to Nintendo for still being the oldest running
For sure.
company.
Yeah.
They really set the groundwork for general gaming, for family, for major gamers. Everybody can enjoy
Everybody
Nintendo.
enjoys Nintendo. Come on. And if you don't, what are you talking about? Come on.
Fun fact about Nintendo, if you didn't know, not only are they the oldest running video game company, I believe, right now, or at least the most major one, they've actually been around for over 100 years.
I remember yeah.
And they started out making playing cards.
Yeah.
Which you would not expect that.
Yeah.
But it probably wasn't until like the 70s or 80s that they got into video game console development.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So just an interesting thing there.
Yeah. So overall, we love the PlayStation 1. And before we go, we can't forget the original was it the original like animation that would show up when you turn on the PlayStation 1? Iconic.
Those sounds
that
it makes.
sound and like the diamond orange Sony logo is amazing.
It's iconic.
It's iconic. Anyway, okay, so yeah, PlayStation 1, amazing.
Well, one last game I have to mention.
Okay, all right.
The second to Spyro
Oh, yes.
is Ape Escape.
If you haven't played Ape Escape, please play it. It's amazing.
Such a fun banter
The first
game.
one.
Like,
we haven't played the other ones. But.
Yeah. Because you're this spiky-haired dude. You're going around with your net trying to catch mind-controlled monkeys.
Yes.
It's so fun.
Yeah. And like the worlds are so cool, and it's actually kind of a difficult game. I remember like replaying it like 2 years ago. I remember when I started playing it again on our PS1, which still works to this day.
Yeah, we can still use our PS1. We still got it. And I'm hoping for a remaster or a remake.
Oh, that'd be so amazing.
That'd be great.
All right, so yeah, so PS1 overall amazing. Next, I think this is probably the next
these are roughly.
This isn't a console, but the next gaming system we used was the Nintendo DS.
Wow.
Now let me tell you, I have almost never been more addicted to anything ever than when we got our DS. Like I'd play it at home. I'd bring it in the car in the morning to school, and on the way back from school, we'd bring it camping. We would take that thing literally everywhere.
Yeah, for a kid or just honestly any gamer if you want to. It was almost the ultimate gaming device. It was travel friendly. Yeah. It was easy to use. Kids could use it. Adults could use it. We loved the Nintendo DS.
Yeah, like kids this generation, they have the Switch, and I mean I feel like the people before us, they had like the Game Boy Advance type thing.
Yeah.
And then but like I feel like for us, like the DS was such a huge point. I feel like in our interest of games, like it opened so much for us. We had so many games.
So many games. We could just go on.
Yeah, like we had those little cases full of just like pages worth of cartridges. It was nuts.
We really lived in the peak of the DS era.
We did. We had so many games. We had everything from like Super Mario Bros. And Mario Kart on the DS to the most weird and random games. Like I had a Napoleon Dynamite DS game, and
you could go to GameStop and get them for like less than $5.
Yeah, I remember I got it for like it was like on sale for like 99 cents. Yeah, it was the weirdest game ever, but they literally made a DS game for everything because it was so popular.
Yeah. Yo, can we bring back the point of time where every time that there was a new media property, you got a game along with the copyrighted material?
Yes.
Every time a movie comes out, there's a game that comes with it. Every time there's a new TV show or animation, a video game comes with it.
Like the DS, and it was just such a solid and we had the very first DS, not like the DSi or the 3DS or all the ones after. We had like the original DS.
I believe it was the original. Yeah.
And I remember like it was just there was just so many good games on there.
Did you ever replace yours, or did you use the same one
throughout its whole life? Okay. My DS was such a trooper, okay? I used the same DS for literally years upon years. I went through multiple like the stylus pens, lost too many of them. I actually my mom had got me one of those like it was a Nerf padded case. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know.
It was a Nerf padded case. Justin never had a case on his because he was apparently more responsible.
I was more responsible.
But I had a Nerf padded case on mine because I used to drop it a lot. And honestly, that was honestly what saved it, because I was little. I used to take that everywhere, literally everywhere, all the time. And I would drop it. The worst thing that ever happened to us, I think I dropped it getting out of the car in the garage.
Oh my gosh.
And I busted the plastic covering over the hinges. So from then till this day,
Yeah.
like the screen is like really, it'll like flap back and forth really easily.
Yeah.
When you close it, it's not like it's silky smooth as yours is. But yeah, although it has busted hinges, yeah, that thing's seen some love, some wear and tear.
Right.
But it
right.
was a good system.
A bit of a throwback. Before you send your friends Snapchats, there was PictoChat.
PictoChat. Oh my gosh. You hop on PictoChat with the homies, more like the cousins. That was nuts.
Cause it didn't have to be on an internet connection. You could do it long distance, right? Or
no, it was nearby.
Or was it nearby?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you could be upstairs and downstairs, send each other PictoChats.
Yeah, I remember we'd be camping, we'd be sending each other PictoChat.
you could play Hangman on it.
Yeah, it was actually so good.
Yeah.
Like, forget Instagram DMs, forget anything.
Yeah.
Like, forget everything Snapchat. No, PictoChat was it.
That's the original group chat.
It was. And now, like I said, although we had so many games on the DS, a couple stick out. Games like Mario Kart, like Lego Star Wars, but so there was a lot of really good games on there. Honestly, there was almost too many to pick from for one game.
I mean, we had lots of Kirby games.
Where I'm a big Kirby fan. So, yeah.
Endless possibilities with it.
Endless possibilities.
Definitely the ultimate childhood
console. And on the bottom, you could take out the little bottom piece and plug in Game Boy Advance games, which I had some of those, which were really good.
Yes.
So, overall, honestly, 10 out of 10 system.
Great system.
Great. Then, continuing, I should say, after we stopped really playing the PS1 as much, we went on like a Nintendo kick for a long time. Yeah, because we had the DS, and then next we got, when the Wii first came out.
The Wii.
Okay, I need to stop.
We got the Wii?
We got the Wii. Yeah, we were just... Okay, jeez, it's not thinking about that.
The Wii is also a legendary console.
It's honestly, it's crazy legendary, goated console.
Literally everyone got a Wii.
It was nuts. Like I don't know a system that was more popular than the Wii. Like, literally everyone. Doesn't matter if you were like a little kid, teenager, adult, hardcore gamer, average game. Like, everybody was getting them because they were so popular.
Even if you weren't a gamer, everybody thought the Wii was cool because it was a new gaming experience.
Yeah, you had the system itself, but then you had the wireless remotes that you could use for whatever. I mean, that's when Wii Sports became super big. Wii Sports is great.
Wii Sports, even though it came with the system, still the best game.
Still the best game on Wii. Come on.
You play bowling.
I'll take somebody out on like baseball.
Take baseball.
Golf, honestly, I don't like golf in real life, but golf on the Wii, hits different.
Every single Wii Sports game hits.
It's facts.
You play boxing. That Matt will mess you up.
Oh, I mean, Matt will mess you up in any game, but
only real ones know.
Only real ones know Matt.
But what was interesting about the Wii was that not only was it this new revolutionary idea from Nintendo, it was advertised as like, is your kid sitting at home just crouching in his corner playing his Xbox? Why don't you get active with the Wii?
Yeah,
and you can swing around, you can jump,
yeah, and
you can stand up.
And then they made like the that little Wii, or was that for the Wii? They had like the Wii Fit,
the Wii Fit board,
where you do like yoga or whatever. I don't know what it was. I don't know.
We never did that.
No, we never did that. But yeah, they literally had so many like accessories for the Wii. It was nuts. Like, when we when we would all go to our Nana's house, like she had a Wii there, and we'd all play Mario Kart. And I think one of the best accessories for the Wii was the steering wheel, 110%.
For sure.
The steering wheel was, and I think it was specially made for Mario Kart, but so good. It was this white steering wheel with this rectangular slot in the middle where you could slide in the Wii remote, and then you could just, and it's like you were steering a car. It was so good.
Yeah, man. Because if you didn't have a Wii during the mid 2000s, what was your childhood?
That was peak. If
you didn't have a Wii or a DS,
then I'm sorry. You just missed out. Like, seriously, so good.
But yeah, we used the Wii for many years.
We did.
The other big game or franchise that we played on the Wii was the Lego games.
Yes, we played so many of the Lego games on the Wii.
You know, the goated ones, Complete Saga,
Lego Indiana Jones,
Indiana
Lego Batman.
Jones, Batman. There's just so many.
There's so many.
We played almost all of the first 10 years of them.
Yeah, like they still go to this day, and we've played some of the recent, but like back in the day when they first coming out, we played almost every single one. Like we played like there was 2 Lego Star Wars games. Well, not the original, but there was Complete Saga and then the Clone Wars game.
Yeah.
And then there was there 2 or 3 Indiana Jones games? I think there was only 2.
Just the original, and then they made one for the new movie.
Oh yeah, so there was 2 of those. We played all of them. There was 3 Lego Batman games.
Yeah, at least the first 2 were on the Wii. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But
basically, if there was a Lego game, we were gonna play it.
We were playing it.
So there was just so much happening.
So, first Wii, I would still consider one of the best.
One of the best
consoles
I've ever used ever.
But what was the next evolution of the Wii?
Well, next was the Wii U, and now while this console had good intentions, and lots of high hopes for this console, I will say after a couple years of using it, I mean it was good, but it just did not live up to the hype of the Wii.
It really didn't, because what they were trying to do, they were trying to take this monumental task of stepping up from the immense success of the Wii console. Yeah. And they're like, how can we innovate further? So, like, okay, I'm not going to say the console was fine, because it wasn't.
No, the console was bad.
They tried to introduce the gamepad, which in theory was a cool idea.
Yeah, it was basically the first rendition of the Switch. That's basically what it was.
Yeah, it was like a failed attempt at the Switch. Like, it was a cool idea. Like, the only game it really worked well with was Lego City.
Lego City Undercover was... Now, that was probably the best game on that console.
That was the best Wii U game.
That we played.
Yeah. Because it was actually cool with interactive when you could do, like, detective work with it.
You could, like, hold it up around, like, your room, and it would show you, like, the world that you were in. It was so cool. Because it had this little screen in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah. But all in all, when you weren't playing games like that, it was pretty clunky to use.
Plus, now I know this was several years ago, and technology has changed a lot since then. But like the Wii U only had it wasn't only 8 gigabytes of storage.
It was literally like 8 or 10 gigabytes of storage.
Which now back then might have been a lot. I mean, today's standards, that's barely anything.
Like after a few years of having it, we were like, we can't play anything on this.
Time, because we had Mario Kart 8, we had Super Smash Bros. We had a bunch of Lego games, some Kirby games, but it's like after a couple of games, we'd be like, and games would have updates. It's like we wouldn't have enough space for anything, so we had to start plugging in like USB sticks.
Yeah, it was outrageous.
Yeah, so
especially after getting new consoles, I'm like, this console was not aimed at major gamers because low key the storage and the compatibility kind of sucked.
It's just bad. Yeah, honestly, it was just like I said, it was just the middle test ground between the Wii and the Switch.
Yeah.
Like if they would have, honestly, I feel like they could have just waited between. They could have not released the Wii U, and I feel like been fine.
They could have done
They could have just done an updated Wii.
Yeah,
maybe with
Wii.
Just like faster parts and more storage, and been fine. Whereas I think they were just trying to get something new out so quick that I feel like they kind of just flopped.
Yeah, I applaud them for trying something new, but then again, it just didn't work out.
Now, and after the Wii U, huge step forward, okay? Both in game availability, storage, speed, everything. We made the jump from Wii U to PS4.
Wow.
Probably one of the best decisions we've ever made. Now, we still love Nintendo, but the PS4, when we first got it, was just amazing. I mean, it still is. We still have one to this day.
Yeah. Even though our first one got fried. But...
Yeah, I hate that. I have so many strong opinions about that. But yeah, the PS4, I mean, we went from 8 to 10 gigabytes of storage to 500 gigabytes on the PS4.
Right, yeah.
We could play so many games, not just Nintendo games, at least that looked, the graphics were insane, were good, just so many other options. And the PS4 is one of the best consoles of all time, in my opinion.
So far, out of the ones we've owned, Nintendo's put out great stuff, but I think so far the PS4 has been my favorite and most used console.
Yeah.
Almost.
Plus, the PS4 was a globally like huge success. Like they sold,
man.
it released in what 2013,
Around there, yeah.
and like they sold hundreds of millions of units of PS4s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's like in a crazy. It's like 300 or 400 million. It's insane. I looked it up one time.
It's interesting when we decided to make the switch, but no, the switch to PlayStation, because we basically bought it because 2015 Battlefront was coming out.
I mean, basically, yeah.
But interesting, at first we almost went for Xbox.
Yeah. Okay. So here's how it went. So, our Nana and Papa were like, hey, because we there's 6 grandkids of us, so there's and they were like, hey, we want to get a gaming system, and we used to hang, we would hang out there at their house all the time.
We had a Wii there, yeah.
Yeah, and they were like, hey, we want to get one of these new gaming systems for you guys to play at our house when you come over. And we were like, okay. And they're like, now you guys can decide what you want to get. So figure it out, look into it, and then tell us. And
because this would have been in like
2014,
2014,
2015, somewhere around there.
Right when the PS4 and Xbox One would have came out.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So they were like, so figure it out. So we talked, me and Justin, and then some of our cousins. We were talking.
We didn't know what to pick.
We didn't know what to pick. I mean, we weren't even that into it. We were Nintendo kids all our life, besides the PS1. So we were like, this is a big upgrade,
Yeah.
So I was kind of looking into it, and then we were like, well, maybe we should get an Xbox One,
Yeah, just to try it.
We were like, just to try it. So Xbox, Microsoft, we knew about the Xbox 360. I had played on other people's. I was like, right, I guess we could get one,
Sure. Yeah.
So we got it for there. It was good, But then, like Justin said, when we heard that the game Star Wars Battlefront was coming out, we were like, all right, I guess we're getting a PS4 for our house.
Well, because we actually played it on the Xbox first.
We did. That's right. We pre-ordered
it.
We pre-ordered it for the Xbox One. Yeah.
But then we were like, we want to get something for our house, but I don't know why, but we decided to go with PlayStation.
Well, I think, remember, it was an anniversary present, and remember they had that Battlefront bundle.
Oh, so we were like, let's just get the bundle.
Well, so I think Mom and Dad got it for us.
Okay.
They got us the Battlefront bundle, and we were like, hey, PS4, we're okay with that, And then, now we'll get into this more later, but let's just say I'm glad we went PS4 for our house.
The past 6-7 years, we've been exclusively PlayStation.
Exclusively
now.
Sony. So, and I have no regrets.
It really opened our eyes to new gaming opportunities.
So many great titles.
Like, obviously, the only problem with Nintendo is they're very exclusive, and they
sometimes that can be good, but also bad. It can be good because PlayStation has such good exclusive games for their console, but at the same time, you're like, oh, if this game's coming out, I hope it's, and then they're like, nope, it's not coming on our system, or something. It's like,
yeah, well, because PlayStation does have great game exclusives, but which. A lot of them aren't on other systems, but Nintendo doesn't share at all.
Yeah.
Like, they don't let anybody play Mario or Zelda.
No, it's like nobody gets that. No.
So, but all in all, the past 7 years, I've enjoyed our 2 PS4 systems.
Yeah.
Played some top tier.
I have played some of my favorite games of all time on the PS4.
Yeah.
So.
Name a couple.
Well, I'll name a couple, but some of them are on my list.
Well, it's okay if you mention them now, because you don't have to tell me they're on your.
All right. Well, some of the best games we probably played are games like Uncharted. What else is there? Like Last of Us.
We got Spider-Man PS4.
Spider-Man PS4 is a masterpiece of a game. Just. I like how we're just naming all the exclusives, but like
their exclusives are the best ones.
Basically, yeah.
Like we said, we played Battlefront forever.
Battlefront 2015, I was obsessed with that game.
And then, we decently liked the second one as well.
Yeah, just didn't play it as much, but first one was definitely better.
You really grinded the first one.
Oh my gosh, I was a fiend. But overall, PS4, great console.
Anyone who wants a great, reliable console, we recommend it to anybody.
Yeah. So, after we had the PS4 for a while, not Justin, but I was getting curious about a different side of video games.
Oh yeah.
Something not console related. At the time, I was thinking about this the other day in preparation for this episode. I was thinking about like where like the thought even came to my mind. I was thinking about it. I remember, now if you remember what we're talking about, I'm talking about gaming on a PC, on a computer, and which I do more. I do that more than I do on any console nowadays.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about this. The the thing that made me start to want a computer way back in the day was when I first found about Minecraft.
Well, because you've been doing PC Minecraft for over a decade ago.
I think it's been it's been at least 10 years now, which is honestly insane. Because I remember I was at school, and a friend of mine at the time at school was like, Jeremy, hey, you should check out this game called Minecraft. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out.
It was probably relatively new.
It was Minecraft came out, I think, 2009.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. And so I went home, I was probably looked it up on YouTube or something. And I remember I was like, yo, this game looks fun. I was like, I want to try it. And I think the reason why this game is like, one of the best things about this game is I remember I saved up money. The game was only $25, which is insane for a game like this. You paid $25. I went to GameStop, bought a little Minecraft card. I came home, yeah. And I remember the first time I ever played it, I played on your old laptop. $25, you make an account, you put in the code that you purchased it. And even though your laptop was like, at the time, still slow for this game, it was like super laggy, but I was just like, I don't think Minecraft was one of the games that I don't think I will ever be more obsessed with in my entire life.
It defined not only your childhood, but a generation.
Yes. There's very few games. Now, there are 2 games on my list that have achieved this level of obsession of mine. And this is one of them that I have been so like engrossed in. Like I played it all the time.
Yeah.
Like every day I came home from school, played it all day. I used to, and when I wasn't playing it, I was watching YouTube of it. And now, although Minecraft is still popular today, like the generation, like my generation, like of being like preteen, like early teenagers, I'd say like 2010 to like 2014, that was like, in my opinion, like the peak era of Minecraft.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm telling you, when I say obsessed, I literally mean like obsessed. I put so many hours into this game because I play on your computer. And then, since I played it so much, I finally...
Did you ever play it on Mom and Dad's computer? Or
No. I went from your computer, and then I think as a gift, I think Nan and Papa bought me that old like the HP I had.
You got the all-in-one, yeah.
Yeah, so I got this all-in-one computer, so then I had that in my room, played Minecraft all day, nonstop. Like, I'm telling you, when I was a fiend for Minecraft, I was, dude. And then, finally...
Yeah, you want to talk about where your gaming stands?
Yeah. So I'm going on a tangent, and then finally, in was it 2016? I think I built my first quote unquote gaming computer, and let's just say it's probably been the best decision of ever.
Honestly, that's not something everyone could do. That's pretty impressive. That you're like, I'm gonna be a PC gamer, and I'm gonna make a custom.
Yeah,
model.
I was like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it myself. Thankfully, I had already gone to school for it, so I knew how to do it. But I was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. So I built my first computer in 2016. Since then, I've built a new one. But yeah, ever since then, it was just never the same. There was just so many other opportunities that I could get on a PC. Now, granted, there were still PlayStation exclusives that are obviously exclusive to the PlayStation.
Right.
But basically, like, my mindset then and still is, unless it's an exclusive, I'm going to play it on my computer.
Which, for someone who's into, using the computer and PC, it makes sense.
Yeah, and considering I basically use my computer every day. There's been so many great games that I've played on here. And I think the biggest benefit of a computer is one, now granted, like next-gen, newer generation consoles like the PS5 or the new Xbox, they do have great graphics. But at the same time, for several years now, the PC has just had such a step ahead in terms of graphics and performance.
Yeah.
Because now, while a console is very held back and bound by its performance, the thing I love about computers is you can literally, if you wanted to, you can put as much money into it as you want it to run. So if you want your
True.
games to be like absolutely beautiful, max settings, everything, obviously it's going to cost some money, but it's going to look great.
Because that's the thing, right? Your computer is only as great as the amount of parts and work you put into it.
Yeah, exactly. So, my first one, I put, it was a starter one, so I put just a starter amount. And, I got to play all the games I wanted to play, and they were great, But then that's why, just recently I just built a new one, which I spent a little bit more time on, so now I can really just have freedom with whatever I want to play. But I think that has to be my favorite thing. It's just, it's like the absolute freedom and how amazing games look nowadays, and what you can do with them. Some games you can like modify, you can get special add-ons that you can't get on other consoles and other platforms. So and like I said, I think that's just my favorite thing. And honestly, there's too many games to name that I love about PC. But
Yeah, I think, not only do I think it's impressive that you're able to do this,
Yeah.
I do understand the appeal, even though I'm perfectly satisfied using console.
Yeah, it's definitely not for everybody. You could say it's more for the and it's gonna sound corny, but the quote unquote hardcore gamer, which I feel like, granted, I am. It's probably my biggest hobby is playing games. But
it just, especially when we play multiplayer, you're better than every game than me. So
I put in the time.
I'm there to have fun, but you're there to get.
I'm
the
there to
win.
Yeah. It's okay, Justin. I appreciate you doing all the 1v1s against me. even on Battlefront on the PS4.
I'm just here to have fun, but
I'm
you're
like,
I'm here to destroy you.
But
all in all, I am a bit jealous when I see you playing a game that I've played on console. I'm like, bro, these graphics.
Just recently, Justin played this game on the PS4, and it was a relatively new game, but he was playing it on the PS4, and every once in a while it would like stutter and lag a little bit because it was just the PS4. It's an older system now.
It's end of generation.
It's end of generation. This game was a little bit newer, so it was a little struggling. And then I was just like showing Justin. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't have those issues on my computer.
I'm like, well, isn't that nice?
and just recently, I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. And Justin played it on the PS4 and finished it, but I've been playing it on PC. And every time Justin's over, he's always like, bro, these graphics. Since I've been able to run that game on like one of the highest settings, and the game is unreal how beautiful it is. But
yeah, it's already a great looking game, but yours looks so crisp.
Yeah, that's why I say I love it. But
so that's about it for PC.
Now to wrap this segment up, another kind of venue of games that is open to consoles too, but again, why I think PC is my favorite is
why we went the PC route with this system.
Yes, is because you get the best optimization of virtual reality. Mm-hmm. So now PlayStation has their own PlayStation virtual reality headset, which we've used, which is good,
which is fine.
But this is again, but virtual reality started with PC, and it's in my opinion is still so much better on the computer.
Then again, the processing speeds, the graphical running,
it's just so much better on here, and you get to play a lot more games on here than you do on consoles. PlayStation they have a couple of good ones, but
there are some where like, oh, I wish we could play that, but it's only on PSVR.
Yeah, there has been a couple of those games, but honestly, I have no regrets of getting a virtual reality for my computer.
So what model did we get?
So we have the Oculus Rift S, which I actually think they're starting to no longer produce because they're putting out a new one.
So we got it right on time.
Yeah, and we just got it
earlier
end of 2020, December. So we've only had it for a couple months now, and I've used it more than Justin, but I love it. It's so amazing.
Yeah, I like it. You use it more.
Yeah.
But I definitely appreciate it for I really like Super Hot.
Yeah.
That's one.
Super Hot's a good
pretty
game.
Cool. And then what would you say is the best one on there though?
Now the game that I could just like put the most hours into is probably Beat Saber, which is like a rhythm game.
It's pretty much the ultimate VR game.
Yeah, but in terms of like the game that's the most immersive and most impressive VR game, it has to be Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah, that looks
which is an amazing
very
game.
graphically impressive.
Now, Justin not so much, but I have used multiple other VR systems Like we have an Oculus, which is by like Facebook or I think.
Yeah, it's owned by Facebook.
Yeah,
now.
but there's also another one called the HTC Vive. That's another brand. And
Which we considered that.
Yeah, which we did. And then there's also now there's one. It's called the Steam Index.
That's not more high end one.
Now we were a little weary getting the Oculus because now some people don't respond to VR as well. Some people might get dizzy or might get sick. Now when I first used an Oculus brand headset at a friend's house, I played for maybe like 30 minutes. Afterwards, now I'm usually pretty good about like motion sickness in virtual reality, but I remember afterwards I was like, man, this one made me feel kind of weird. So I wasn't sure about Oculus after that.
Yeah.
And I had already used the HTC virtual reality headsets multiple times before that. I had used it. We actually had at my school, our teacher had bought one for our class, so I'd used it there all the time. Me and a friend went to a virtual reality arcade, and we used one of those, and I was like, man, this headset is really looking like the one if we want to get one. But then I remember when we went to buy one, they weren't making that one anymore, and if you could get it, it was super expensive.
Yeah, for me, I had much less VR experience than you, so I was like, whichever one you think's best, we'll just get that one.
Yeah, so I was like, I gotta do this right. I gotta make the right decision here since I had a lot of experience. I spent a lot of time like looking up reviews on YouTube, just all over the internet, and then we finally decided just on the Oculus, and it was a great decision. I mean, it was a decent price. It didn't cost us an arm and a leg.
We actually got a deal on it.
We got it on sale too, and I'd say it was a pretty like entry level, good, solid VR headset.
You would probably say if you have a PC to run it, get the Oculus. But if you just want to get one to go with your console, get the PSVR.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're really feeling good and you got some cash to drop,
you get the Index.
You get the Steam Index. No, yeah, the Valve Index. Now that one's big money, but apparently it's really nice. I haven't used it, but.
So yeah, if you get one, definitely recommend getting Beat Saber.
Beat Saber is highly recommended.
It's kind of like the Wii Sports of Wii.
Yeah.
It's kind of necessary.
You basically have two lightsabers, and you have to chop these notes at the right time. It
sounds, the rhythm of music.
Yeah, it sounds stupid, but I guarantee you it is the most addicting thing ever. And, okay, surprise, you actually get a good workout. Coming from me especially, yeah, like, I'm always sore, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm always sore.
Well, you go way too hard.
I literally just like grind this game for like an hour and a half, like S tier maps. Okay, go like 90 miles an hour, and Justin will be like, "This kid's going nuts."
Going nuts.
But yeah, VR, great experiences. So it's amazing.
It's been enjoyable.
Yeah.
So is that our full review and remembrance of all the consoles we've had?
That is, I think, our solid review of all of the consoles we've used, or gaming mediums that we've used throughout the years.
Those are the main ones we've used and owned. As you can see, there's ones that we liked more than we liked the others.
Mm-hmm.
There was things enjoyable about all of them, but so in all, out of all the ones we've had so far, which one is your favorite?
I'd have to say, although I love my computer, it's not my favorite only because there's just so many that I feel like are way more like a root for me, like a solid pillar of my gaming interests. And I'd probably have to say I'd have to say either the Wii or PS4. Although I love the DS, the Wii was just a huge thing for me.
I would definitely say the same. The Wii and the PS4 opened up so many options, and those.
I feel like that's the best of both worlds. Like
best of both worlds.
Top tier Nintendo and like just PS4 is just like other like top tier AAA like video games. So.
Indeed.
So yeah, so that wraps up our first segment of the podcast. Now we'll do
long first segment.
Our long first segment, yeah.
We'll briefly
touch on some other topics. First thing we'll probably talk about is now we do want to get the pretty newly released PS5.
Well, it came out 6-7 months ago.
Yeah, since internet scalpers are terrible, we haven't been able to get one.
Here, let's go on a little rant here.
Yeah.
So
put this out there. If you do this, or anybody do this, if you scalp internet consoles, I instantly do not like you. I'm sorry.
You're the scum of this earth.
Please stop.
Okay, but let's shoot a little shot at Sony here. We love PlayStation. Sony makes a great system. They've supposedly did well at producing all the past systems. Yes, this past year has been rough. We've had COVID. We've had the society in shambles. But there's no reason that you should hype up a system all year, release it before Christmas, and now Memorial Day is almost here, and it's still not on the shelves.
Yeah, it's literally almost summer of the next year, and not as many people have them. And they put out articles saying PS5 was the best-selling console in history. It may be so, but half the people who want them still don't have them. You know,
we don't have one yet.
We have some friends that do have them, but
we tried really hard the first month or two.
Then we were like, that's why we bought the VR. We were like, we're just gonna give up for now and buy a VR.
So we might try again this summer in the next month or two.
Yeah.
But Sony, if you're listening to this, we're disappointed, but we still love you. It's a love-hate relationship. Probably the only other console we want to get pretty sometime soon is probably Nintendo Switch as well. Yep.
Like we said,
probably more than me.
Yeah, but I really want to get only because, like I said, I really love Kirby games, and there's a new Kirby game, and I want to play it.
And that's that.
So that's about it. Now, we touched on this a little bit earlier, of our opinions of PlayStation versus Xbox.
Yeah, but we need to address it just a little further.
So now, without getting too heated, but we will say, short and sweet, me and Dustin are both 100% non-wavering pro PlayStation over Xbox. I mean, if you like Xbox, that's nice. That's good for you. We just think, in our opinion, PlayStation is better.
Yeah. Online, just in the community, they have the console war. Now, we're not going to be like, Xbox sucks. If you use it, you're an inferior gamer.
Because it's childish. Come on, let's be real. But you can have opinions, but
yeah, personally, we think PlayStation is just
a better
for our
overall.
Needs.
Yeah, for us, and especially with the use of the PlayStation Plus, which is PlayStation's feature where you pay a one-time fee per year, where you get online access to their games.
Yeah.
You get discounts on the PlayStation Store, and every month you get 3 free games.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a PlayStation and you don't have PS Plus, you're kind of missing out on some great perks.
Now, unless you don't play it that often, and if it's not worth it for you, but like if you play it enough
on a monthly
basis, it's worth it, because I mean, we've paid for it every year that we've had it, and especially over the last year, like they have put out some really good games.
Especially since we've had more time to game at home. So
usually it's great because usually they do like one, AAA top tier popular title.
Yeah.
And they do like
for free,
a mid-tier title for free, and then like another side game for free. So it's really such a good deal.
Yeah, the past year or two, I personally have played so many games for the first time that originally you would have paid $30 to $60 for.
Yeah.
You get for free during that month.
Yeah.
So we've gotten to play some great games for free just by paying one fee a year.
Yeah.
So
it's like, because you pay $60 a year. So it's like you and $60 is the price of one new game in this day and age. So it's like you could pay the price of one singular new game, the price of it, and get technically 12 top tier games throughout the year.
Yeah.
And so many others.
That's a good way to break it down.
Yeah.
So honestly, a no-brainer.
It's a great deal if you use it enough. So we really recommend it. Yeah. That's about our opinions on that. So now for our last segment of the podcast, which I think I've been waiting for the most.
You just like making lists.
I do just like making lists. Lists are fun, okay? So what me and Justin have put together, we put together what's called a 3x3, which is a grid of 9 things. In this case, we're using games that me and Justin, we haven't shown each other yet. We have no idea what's on each other's list, but we each have a grid of 9 games that we say are probably some of our favorite games of all time, and games that we really like describe that our taste is in games.
Yeah.
So who do you want to go first, me or you?
You pick.
I'll have you go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. You just want to go last.
I do. Now keep in mind, neither of us have seen our list, so we don't know what's going to happen.
Okay. Last night we thought long and hard about these.
Yes.
we've talked about this all the time.
We talk about this
but
all the time.
Every time you play a new game, it could change.
You're always like, yo, is this top 10? Is this...
Especially in the past year, I've really opened my eyes to some great high quality PlayStation games.
You have, yeah.
So my list has varied greatly in the past year.
Yeah, honestly, your list probably could be very different than what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I'm honestly very proud of my game roster now.
Okay. He's not basic. Let's see.
So, in no particular order.
Yep.
I'll just... The first 6 were played on PS4.
Oh, wow. Man, that's more than me.
But then again, yeah, you have more varied gaming experience.
Only 2 of mine were played on PS4.
Wow. I have 6. Because that's just what I've been into lately.
Hey, no shame in that.
But then I put some classics. Okay,
Yeah.
started off the 2015 Battlefront I put on.
Ooh, okay.
So that was actually the last one I put on. Do you want me I'll just list through them and then describe them?
Yes.
So, and then another one, Uncharted 4.
Ooh.
Woo! And then a more recent one, Batman Arkham City.
Yes, sir. I put you onto that.
You really put me onto something good there. 4th, Spider-Man PS4.
Ooh, man, you put so many good games on there.
Not to flex on you with all my AAA games.
Oh,
but
dude, I feel like... Oh, no, man, keep going. I'm confident about my list, all right?
You're like, yeah, mine's kind of subpar now. this means got great taste in
All right,
games.
keep going.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes.
Another one you put me onto. Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yes.
And now some classics. Spyro on PS1.
Mm-hmm.
Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga
Okay.
on the Wii. And Mario Kart Wii.
Very nice.
You want me to explain a little bit about them?
You do a little explanation.
So, even though these aren't in order, well,
You know which one's your favorite, John. Don't lie to us. Don't lie to the people.
I won't lie to the people. One of my favorite games of probably the last few years on PlayStation, I think Horizon Zero Dawn is amazing.
There's no shame in that.
We got it at launch, and then I played through some of it, but I actually didn't finish it until this past summer.
Yeah, we waited we didn't play it for 2 years.
Life gets in the way.
Plus, we're a fried PS4.
Yeah. We don't have time to talk about that, but that's a story. I love that game. It's just visually stunning. Such a
Yeah, it is.
unique gameplay, thrilling story. Aloy's a great character.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't played it, it's free on PlayStation.
It
right
is,
now.
and you don't even have to have PlayStation Plus. It's free for everyone.
It's free for anybody who has a PlayStation.
And I am currently playing it right now on the PC version, and it is still just as amazing.
Yeah, so if you haven't played or you haven't claimed, please do so. I recommend it. Probably the second best PlayStation game. Uncharted 4 is a masterpiece.
Yeah, there's no denying that.
Before Horizon, it was probably my top PlayStation game.
Mm-hmm.
But those two were just right next to each other.
Yeah.
Culmination of a great franchise. I really like playing recently Batman. I really love the whole trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to playing Arkham Knight on the PS5.
Yep.
And then, Battlefront was our first PS4 game. Played that a lot. Spider-Man, also a top tier PS4 game. Probably
Yep.
the best Marvel game out there.
Yep.
And also you introduced me to Tomb Raider. I specifically like Rise, the second one.
Yeah. Rise is an amazing game. If you haven't played it, please play Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that one was free last summer, and that's how I got it.
Yeah.
So,
Again, PS Plus, amazing games, free.
yeah, amazing. And then pretty much our original game, Spyro on PS1.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it then. I love the remastered. The absolute GOAT, The Complete Saga.
Yes.
Absolute childhood material. Best Lego game. Maybe even best Star Wars game. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to deny it.
When we get in Skywalker Saga.
The moment it comes out. Literally day one.
Yeah, it just needs... We need a release
We
date.
just need a release date, please.
And then rounded out on the Wii, Mario Kart Wii. A great game to play with your friends.
Exactly.
So that rounds out my taste in video games.
Solid. If the viewers can tell, Justin is definitely loves his single player story games.
Hey, I'm here for it.
No, nothing wrong with that. I do too.
I can appreciate multiplayer. I just can't do it.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Multiplayer is definitely not for everyone. It only causes me pain every day. All right,
Okay, what you got?
Okay, so now, there are a few things on our lists between me and Justin that are going to overlap. Which, I mean, no surprise there. Me and Justin play a lot of the same games as we've been growing up. Now, keep in mind again, these 9 games are games that, not just recent games, just our favorites of all time.
Yeah.
And I did my list according to not only games that I love recently, but games that I have truly felt like a connection with and have really like become attached to me. You know? So starting off number 1, we've got Mario Kart Wii. Again, when I think of wait, I'll just go through first.
Just go through.
All right, so we got Mario Kart Wii. We've got, this is going to be a surprise to you, we've got Kirby Superstar Ultra.
Yep, I figured.
I've got Minecraft on there.
Yep.
Spyro from PlayStation 1. This is probably the newest game out of all these that I've played. Ghost of Tsushima from PS4. Overwatch. This one was hard, but I put AC Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga.
Mm-hmm.
And Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
There you go.
So
okay, break it down.
So first thoughts: does any of are you surprised by any of that?
Not completely.
Yeah.
I could have guessed quite a few of those, but some of them I'm like, oh, they edged in. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll start it off like I said. So Mario Kart, I think Mario Kart, like, it's such a pillar game for me because, like, I have so many just like happy memories of Mario Kart. Like, every time I think of Mario Kart, I think about us in Nana's basement, all of us just playing Mario Kart like all afternoon. So much fun. Like, we played that game so many hours at Nana's house. All the maps, all the carts, everyone. It was great. 10 out of 10 game. Kirby Superstar Ultra, probably my favorite game on the DS. Again, I was just hooked to that game. You know, even though it's a 2D side-scroller game, masterpiece. I love everyone. Yeah, there we go. I love all the characters in that game. It's just so much fun, and it's a wholesome game. 3.
You know, I almost put it, but I figured you would.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll let you have that one.
3, Minecraft. I went into this earlier, but again, I think I'll say one thing. The fact that I still, on and off, play this game almost 10 years after buying it for the first time says all you need to know about this game.
And you still play it occasionally.
Yes. Yeah. The fact that I can still play this game 10 years later, still be just as enjoyable, says everything you know about the game. It's amazing. Spyro PS4, come on. For us, that's a classic PS4 game. Gotta love it. I feel like that's like roots for our gaming, like we said earlier.
Right.
Now, Ghost of Tsushima, which is on PS4, which is about it's a game about a samurai in like the feudal Japan era, and
feudal,
and where he's kind of just like an outcasted samurai. This game came out of nowhere. Well, I remember hearing about this game a couple years ago at school, and then I looked into it. This game absolutely blew me away how good it is. Now I know some people were like, "Oh, the story's too basic." I don't care. This game might be the most stunningly beautiful game I have ever seen in my entire life, and it just fits. I just love like samurais and stuff, so it just fits my like niche for a game. Gameplay was amazing. It's super like articulated. Like it's not too hard, but it's like easy to learn but hard to master. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. It's such an amazing game. It's beautiful. The customization. It's open world, so it means you can go anywhere on the map. It was just, I just enjoyed it. Like, and I 100% of the game, so I did every single thing. Platinum trophy on PlayStation. Obsessed. Amazing. Yeah. Made it such a good mark.
If I may add, I myself platinumed Horizon. Just to put that out.
Gotta plug that. Yeah. Overwatch. Now, I know how I said earlier that not very many games get my obsession to the level that Minecraft did. If there was only 2 games to ever do that, Overwatch is one of them.
Yep.
Justin can vouch for this. Overwatch is a 6v6 team-based multiplayer game, and when that game came out in 2016, I still play it on and off to this day, not as much, but I'd say for a solid like 3 years, I have never, well, I say well never, but after I stopped playing Minecraft, like after that, I was so hooked on this game. Same like the Minecraft. I came home, school, played it every day.
Yeah,
When I
you
wasn't
really were.
playing it, I was watching it. It was nuts. And plus, like I played, I mean, I don't know if you'll be disgusted or impressed by this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. But like on the PS4, I probably put 200 hours into this game on there.
You know, yeah, that's over time. But
Yeah. It's not in one day or whatever, obviously, but like over course of the years, I put probably, I mean, considering playing it every day, I probably put a couple hundred hours on the PlayStation. Then I was like, I want to play this game on the PC. That's when I got my PC. Then I put a couple hundred hours of it on my PC. I absolutely love that game. And although the game is not in the best state right now, I still have a love for it. And not to sound too sappy or like weird or cheesy, but like I actually met some of my best friends playing Overwatch somehow.
Gaming brings people together.
That I still play with this day. So, and me and some of my friends from Michigan, yeah, we played it every day, and we used to all the time. So, amazing. Next, AC Odyssey. If those who don't know, it's a game. It's an open world game about Spartans in like the Greece Spartan era.
Yeah, just a cool concept.
Really amazing. Just great story, and it was different endings too. So like if you were to play, you'd have a different ending than me probably. And like amazing game, although it is probably the longest game I've ever played.
You played it for a long time.
Considering it's a story only game, and I put 160 hours into it, and still I'm not done with everything. Insane game, and I love it so much. And that game probably has one of the best DLCs ever. So amazing. Complete Saga. I've just said probably the best Lego game ever, undisputably.
Yep.
And then finally, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. When this game came out, well, I remember, I was looking. I had already played the first 2 games when this game was about to come out. I remember I was at school looking at all these articles. I was like, "Ooh, I can't wait till this game come out." And then the game came out. I didn't get it for a couple months, but I was so hooked on this game. I played it I think I just played it nonstop until I finished it. Game was amazing. Third game, I mean, although I love Rise, there's just something about the third one for me that just had me.
I understand
the setting and the gameplay and the graphics were amazing. And even though on my old computer I had to run this game on like super low settings because it was too much, like even then it was still looked amazing, and I loved it so much. Yeah, Justin didn't do it because he couldn't take the time, but I played it so much that I went all the way, did every little objective, everything. I 100% completed the game.
I can't 100% everything.
That's all right, but this game I loved it. So yeah,
solid lineup,
easy stuff for that one. So
well, that's it, people.
That was our 3x3 gamings. Judge us if you may, but this is what we love. But
yeah, some of those definitely just our taste. Some of them we recommend for everybody.
Yeah. Now, like we said, obviously, I am definitely more of the multiplayer gamer over Justin is, but only one multiplayer game, in my opinion, has had a good enough impact for me to be in my top of all time.
That's
Other
true.
than that, you really just can't beat a good single player story game.
Wait, what about Fortnite?
No, don't even talk to me. Never. Literally never. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that wraps up our 3x3s, and that wraps up the end of this episode of the podcast.
Yeah, I hope you guys learned something about gaming, about our experiences. Maybe you can comment which console or game was your favorite.
Yeah, if you were confused, hopefully it wasn't too confusing. But yeah, let us know what your favorite game is, what your favorite console is, some opinions you have about these games, our games, your games. Just let us know whatever, okay? So that wraps up. Be sure to check us out on our website. We just past couple weeks ago we launched our Fresh Squeeze merch. Remember to check out our Instagram, our TikTok, which we've been posting a couple videos on now, and that's all. It's at Fresh Squeeze Pod. And then check out us on YouTube if you haven't, or if you want to try something different. If you're a Spotify only listener. So that wraps up today's episode, I think. Anything else you want to say, Justin?
I just gotta say, get out there and get them dubs, people.
Get them dubs. Okay, go to from Justin. All right, that wraps up today. See you guys later.